we doing a plea on your
Oh,
case?
Mr. Amosquita.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay,
You want me to call him up now?
please.
Mr. Amosquita?
It's not, is it on? Yeah, it's okay.
It's on for today, yes.
Good morning, Mr. Amosquita. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 16 days that you've already done. This case is now set for trial, or you want to plead guilty to this offense. Is this right? You have to understand that this offense will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your natural born life. And whenever you get pulled over, first thing officers do is they look at your record. They look at your, you speak Spanish? They look at la pinta. You know what I mean? And if it looks like a duck and it talks like a duck, it's probably a duck. You know what I mean? If you got la pinta and then you got the record, if you smell like alcohol or dope, what do you think they're going to do? Right. I wouldn't give him the opportunity. From now on, you were now facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for anything that you pick up. Do you understand? So if you want to get lit, just don't get into a car. $20. Anywhere you want to go in the city. It's a geographical oddity. No matter where you want to go, it's always $20. You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. You give up the right to appeal. If you're not a citizen, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. Once you plead guilty, you can never take this away. It's there forever. Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I will assess you 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 16 days. I'm going to suspend your license for 180 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you. Hold on a second. What do you do for a living?
I just got a job right now at a retail.
Shh.
He just got a job at a retail store.
Where are you working?
Food bar. Food bar.
You guys speak up
Good.
a little bit.
I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to wipe out the fines and fees and surcharges that you would otherwise pay. This is around $3,500 that I'm taking away from you, Mr. Amosquita. But I'm going to tell you, if that you come back, it always doubles up. Next time it's $7,000. Do you get the hint? All right. Is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above? All right. True to the enhancement. All right, miss. Good luck.
Judge, he has a scram device.
Take it off.
Okay.
Once do all the paperwork, he'll have to go to, is it 7th floor? Where does he go? You know, Vic, talk to her. She'll tell you where you get it off.
Okay.
Okay, guys. All right.
Thank you, Anna.
Take care. Okay, Trevonna Elsie. Ma'am, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. Officers were dispatched to a Walmart in Harris County, Texas, in response to theft. The loss prevention officer stated he observed via surveillance the defendant placing items inside a child carrier. The loss prevention officer also observed the defendant placing merchandise into shopping bags without paying. The defendant walked past all points of sale and was detained. The total was $490.32.
It's from
A Walmart.
Walmart. Okay. Ms. Elsie, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now banning you from going to any Walmart. I don't care where it is. I don't care what you need. Don't go to any more Walmarts. Like I said, if I find that you do, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. How old are you, man? How old are you? What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living?
I just had a baby. I have kids at home right now.
How do you get money? How do you
Work.
say it again? But you're not working now. How do you get support?
It does.
Okay. Do you get child support or what? I mean, I'm trying to see whether you qualify for an appointed lawyer. I need to know what kind of income you've got coming in. Okay. Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, man? Okay, don't go to any Walmart. Don't pick up any new cases, otherwise it's gonna go sideways quick. I'm only asking you to follow the law. You understand, man? Okay, ma'am, do you mind giving her an application, please? They're right here, right behind you. If you mind giving her one of the applications. They're gonna give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I need you to get a Victoria sign and reset. After that, you'll take that to the jury box. Wait, do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, and then we'll have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily, ma'am. Okay,
Right this way.
please. You speak English, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is it Salustro Garcia? Okay, Mr. Garcia, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Officers initiated a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas, after observing a expired registration on the defendant's vehicle. The officer observed slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, and an odor of an alcoholic beverage. The officer also observed a bottle of liquor in the front passenger seat. After the officer asked the defendant to exit the vehicle, he observed the defendant to have unsteady balance. Extended field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 7 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The GIC was read and breath was consented to. The results were 0.105 and 0.108.
Alex, tell me to stop again. I missed it.
The stop was for an expired registration.
Okay. Mr. Garcia, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
That's most.
You are not allowed to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care if you need to go to the hospital. I don't care if you need anything. Do not drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. If I find that you drive, and I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 kittens, you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand? They found he's charged with a felony as well, Alex. What happened with that?
Yes,
What
sir.
else did they find?
While conducting a search of his property, the officers discovered a bag inside a wallet containing 0.27 grams of cocaine.
Mr. Garcia, let me apprise you one more thing. If you have a drug or alcohol problem, you better address it. Because if you don't, and I see that it becomes a problem, I'm going to address it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand? When I mean no dope, I mean no dope from any kind, illegal that is, and no alcohol. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You got out of jail because we gave you a free bond. If I have to revoke that, I'm going to make it high, $5,000 to $10,000. If you don't have anyone to pony up that money, you'll be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with. Do you understand?
Yes.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes.
All right, come on. Oh, what do you do for a living?
Maintenance,
Do you have a steady income?
sometimes. It's not regular.
How much money do you have coming in a month?
From 25 to 3,500.
Who do you live with?
I live at the yard.
Live at the yard.
Yeah,
I mean,
my nephew has a trucking business, and I live at the yard and do maintenance around there.
did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll give you an application. I'll take a look at it. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have in the bank, how much money you have coming in, what kind of cars you have. I need to know everything about you and I'll see whether you qualify. Don't use any alcohol, Mr. Garcia. I'm warning you now. No tolerance. Do you understand? And above all else, in the short life we have, do not drive. Okay?
Mr. Garcia.
Mr. Lopez, you're charged with fleeing a police officer. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 3rd, 2024, the officers observed the defendant's vehicle speeding greater than 10% over the posted speed limit and was a defective driver's side stop lamp. Traffic stop was initiated or was attempted, and the defendant refused to come to a stop, failed to stop at the stop sign, and continued at 30 miles per hour when came to complete stop in a driveway of a residence. The defendant pulled into the driveway, got out of the vehicle, and locked the door with wife and kids inside the vehicle. The defendant attempted to enter the residence but was detained.
Stop was
For
for,
speeding, Your Honor. Or they attempted to make a stop for speeding, but he kept going until he got to his residence.
he says 10% greater than the posted speed limit, but he doesn't tell us what the posted speed limit is.
I can check the OR, Your Honor.
But then he also said that there was another problem as well. He said a defective,
Driver's side stop lamp.
okay. Mr. Lopez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Don't use any dope or alcohol. It's the only thing I'm asking you to do. Don't violate the law. I'm not asking you much. Do you understand? If I find that you're consuming alcohol and kind of illegal drugs, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more parables. You understand? Are you on probation or parole at this time?
No, sir.
Okay. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. Don't miss court again. The next time you miss court, it's going to be really, really high. Do you understand? You're not going to get any more PR bonds.
Sure.
I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. We'll have you get with pretrial, and then after that, we'll let you go. Come back to court.
Sure.
Good morning, Ms. Lathan. Thank you, Mom, for coming. Appreciate it. Ms. Lathan, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you. Okay.
Judge, the complainant reported being assaulted by the defendant, who is the complainant's daughter-in-law, at the defendant's residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant stated she was at the residence with the defendant for the complainant's son's birthday. The complainant advised she engaged in a verbal altercation with the defendant about the child not saying goodbye. The defendant got into the victim's face, and the defendant lunged at the complainant as if the defendant was going to strike her. The complainant stated her son and husband attempted to separate the defendant and the complainant, but the defendant was able to kick the complainant's right breast, causing a high level of pain due to recent breast cancer surgery. The complainant stated the defendant yelled, quote, "I will fuck you up," as she was pulled away. The defendant stated they had a get together for the defendant's husband. The complainant became upset during that conversation, and the complainant was slamming doors, yelling and getting in the complainant's face, but did not kick the complainant as she was 9 months pregnant. The defendant was identified with a Texas driver's license.
I make a statement, Judge. And so this case was it 6 months later that it was filed? They never spoke to any of the witness. Janitha was present at that time. Terrell, who's a bailiff upstairs, was present at that time, which is Jillian's husband. He didn't want to go through the whole IED deal and give a statement just yet. But I did provide a witness statement from Janitha where she was there. She was 9 months pregnant at the time, Judge. She had her baby a week later. Her mother-in-law did have breast surgery, cancer surgery before on her breast, but she couldn't lift her leg up 3 inches, much less high enough to kick her in the breast. Police officer had none of the information with regards to Janitha being present. Janitha was there. There was the mother and the Terrell and the father holding the two back, I guess, from each other like this. It was split up, and then that was it. 6 months later, charges were filed against Miss Lathan, and that's it. Officers never spoke with anyone, didn't get the other side of the statement. Janitha did provide a witness statement. The court can ask Janitha. We're open to the court asking the questions to Ms. Kimbrough. She didn't witness anything after it was split up. They went home, I guess, Janitha, and then that was it. There was no physical contact, anything of that nature. Nothing.
give a response? Mike?
Judge, I haven't read the offense report thus far. I know that this is what the victim has reported. I don't know who the investigator spoke to, but I know this was a delayed report. That's why the 2B warrant was filed.
There was no documented injuries, Judge, no photographs, no nothing. They just on their own
Remember,
volition.
this is just mere probable cause,
understand.
right? So, and the fact that, she's pregnant is unable to, I don't know that, right? So all this is a probable cause. It doesn't mean that you're guilty, right? Just it's a mere probable cause, There's still a lot before someone can be found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I mean, that's a lot higher standard than what we're just doing today. I am going to find that there's probable cause to go forward. What's the dynamic now? I guess it's 6 months down the road.
I mean, they all
Do
live
they
together.
want to have contact? Does-
They all-
Um,
you still have contact with your mother-in-law?
So
Terrell?
on Mary Ellen, I'm sorry, yeah, Marilyn, is there still contact between you guys?
On and off, not too much.
Okay, so the only thing I'm going to ask is just don't have any threatening or harassing contact with this person. That's all I'm going to ask you to do at this point, okay? I'm not going to put any other conditions in your bond. Just be careful. Don't pick up any new cases. You got a great lawyer. I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court. Mr. Kamick will tell you when you have to come back to court and that's all there is to it. Just be nice. Don't pick up any new cases, You guys have any questions?
That's it.
So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have just Michael create the bond conditions while we sign it, and then you guys are free to go. Just do your thing and just have fun.